Hey, you guys, it is Gigi with the Invite the Light readings. How are you all? I can't remember. La la la. Oh, okay. Hi, how are you? It just feels so weird. Like I can't hear anything. It's so weird. I know normally I don't know what I'm expecting. But I just need a moment really quickly. I'm just allow the room to populate a little bit if it really does. Because I just I'm doing a surprise or spontaneous reading. But I want to know about this reopening. And I'm sure other people want to as well. However, I have to say before I do this, obviously I am not a doctor. Obviously the cards are for entertainment purposes only. Obviously any entertainment information that you get here is not to steer your decisions, to sort of let down your defenses in the midst of this COVID-19 virus. Okay, so we understand that. And I'll get going. So what is going on right now? Obviously, one of the main things is financial discipline. That is at the root cause of reopening. You know, there it is, bam, and you say, "Hot damn, this ain't no dope jam." Oh my god, I don't know why I'm quoting Public Enemy right now. Or actually, maybe I am quoting Public Enemy because there is a factor here about it being a public enemy. Interesting. I mean, I never really, I mean, I like Public Enemy. I just never, it's been ages since I've even quoted them. But we have the environment and patience. Oh my God, do you believe these cards? I don't even believe these cards. So look, we are, according to the cards, reopening entirely too early. Okay. Um, there are definitely some energetic challenges here in the heart center, and in the down to the lower. You know, there's some concerns about power. I see here. There's some concerns about um, like really caring for people. There's some major themes and challenges here, but the universe is just waiting for information from us. It's kind of like that old Dungeons and Dragons book where you would go, you be on a page and you go, okay, the Queen of Wands, Kara, she has now beaten out the dragon and stolen the sword. She's gotten her power play, and then she's robbed the castle of whatever. So now, which way should she go? Should she go to the north? Should she go to the south? Go to the north, turn to page 36. Go to the south, turn to page 2. All right, not bad. So she goes to page 2, and now, it is what it is. Either it's like one card was like a relationship, the other one is like a sort of like destiny and sort of like a coming home to yourself type of thing. So anyway, it's just waiting for society to decide what they're going to do, because Saturn is going to step in a minute again. And then Saturn is like, it's been in Capricorn for 2.5 years. It's gone into Aquarius right now, which allows us a little more breathing room. You would think it's still hilarious that we're in the middle of a pandemic and I'm saying that we have breathing room. So really, Saturn hasn't let up that much. But then Saturn does something to me that is a little unusual, which it goes back into Capricorn. So it will be coming back around to be kicking some more ass, and hopefully it will not be mine because I've had it fuck enough. I think I've learned, Saturn. I think I've learned whatever you want me to have learned. All right. So Here goes Femme Fatale, and here goes Don Juan. So what this actually looks like to me is this is the Kayleigh McInerney, new White House press secretary, former CNN proxy, angry woman, and has got a new face right now. And then Don Juan here is, literally Don J. Trump, 45, as they say. So, I mean, Don Juan is really being Don Juan, and he will continue to tell the United States that everything is okay. I mean, that's his style. I don't know why. Instead of just confronting issues head on, like his thing is like just telling people everything's going to be okay. Everybody can have a test. Everyone's going to be tested. You know, everyone just take there's a transformation there. Those are not the cards I was looking for. So, but yeah, there's still some finessing. So you definitely will have to be careful with this finessing thing going on. There's definitely still finessing this situation, but this is all about financial discipline. This is about getting people out there back to work. But the environment, with this environment card, obviously it's not ready, and patience is here. You can't make this up. You saw me shuffle these cards, and this is what the freak came out. You believe this shit? And Don Juan, literally Donald J, is out there Don Juaning the public, and he's using this woman in order to do it. But with the God card here, the student, Jesus, I mean, this is literal. It's almost like universe is saying, you have not learned. You are not listening to me. You are not listening to the signs. And so it's like, if you don't create the narrative, I will. So I am sorry to say, we're going to be in for a little bit more. Just buckle your seatbelts, as Betty Davis would say. It might be a little bit of a bumpy ride. You're going to have to wear your mask. You're going to have to wear, take extra precautions. And if you do not, you will not do it. And, you will learn. So let's see what's going on here. With the Midas Miser card over the environment card, again, there's this theme of care, lack of care here. The Gossip card over the Patience card. It's just super negative, as you can tell. Because there is this call for transformation, but I mean, there's still this horrible karma to clear. The country, the decision makers, and people have not found their way yet. Like, people haven't found their way. They're still functioning in the old paradigm, which is financial discipline. It's not positive financial discipline. So this has been extremely interesting here. And again, the universe is saying, please make your own story positive, or else I'm going to have to come in and make a story. Like, again, with the student in reverse, it's like, you're not learning. You are not learning. So, my friends, I'm just going to take a breath here really quickly and just say, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here, thank you for the like. And if you've been watching for a few minutes, if you can kindly hit the like button, that would be fantastic. It super helps me, and it super helps my channel, which is great. So thank you so much. And I am looking here. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, if anyone else can hit the like button, just take a moment to hit the like button. That would be amazing and much appreciated. Thank you guys so much. And anyone else who wants to do that as well. I don't know why this phone keeps going off like this. Um, let's take a look here. Give me one sec. I just got like a crazy wave of fatigue. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate that. Um, you guys don't mind if I just take a second here really quickly, just to clear my brain for a second before I re-engage this. I just want to take a moment really quickly to thank my viewers, my clients. You guys have been unbelievably amazing. I needed to actually raise funds, and I usually never, even though I ask for general donations, or I'll throw that out there for you guys, I usually never ask for like fundraising stuff or whatever. And um, I needed to fund a course that I'm taking. I'm going to be doing major things for this channel, getting a lot more organized and stuff like that. And I just needed some help. And it was amazing. For the first time, I really asked for something, like really asked for something directly. And that was like a challenge for me. And I mean, my clients actually, and the viewers, people who view and purchase videos, it was like 27 of you guys that I wrote to. And just, I could feel the energy was good, even when people didn't, weren't able to donate or whatever, it's fine. And then people donated, and it was just the most heartwarming thing. So I just want to take a moment to just thank my clients and the viewers as well for this type of support. It was extremely moving, and it was a learning lesson for me. And not that I'll be doing fundraising like that, um, like a lot, but it really helped me to see like the level of rapport that I've established, or maybe levels of trust, even in with some of you that I don't even know, but that really meant a lot to me. So I just wanted to thank everyone who participated, who even wished me well. And for those of you who have been enjoying my channel, thank you so much as well. And if you've just never been here before, thank you also. So I will get on. I just needed that moment to kind of chill for a minute, because I actually got tired reading this. It was like draining. So I just needed to kind of change the station for a second. So I'm going to go back in. We're going to talk about this. But if you've seen my other reading on the coronavirus about, I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 weeks ago, you'll see that some of this is actually a little bit of a vibrational lesson. Some of it has come about in the form of this virus, as a vibrational, the collective's vibration. What is up? All right, so we have an advocate, the mediator, and a child magical. Well, I definitely feel that there are people who are trying to advocate for the environment at the same time, and health at the same time. But there's also like this situation where children in other countries are starting to step up. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out as well, because these people are going to be people who are going to be saving a lot of. I wanted to say the world, but the U.S. came out in my mind. So that's what's going to be happening. So let's just take a look. I want to do some tarot cards. Let's see what's going to go on with this virus now. Hey, Alita, how are you? Give me 1 second. I just need to connect to your... I'll put that down for a second. This might be Germany, actually. I'm getting a hit. This is the UK. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I got tired. Let me see what's going on here. Who's that now? Oh, Barbara. Hi. How are you? Oh, you're welcome. And thanks for hanging out. Okay, so let's see. Let me see what is going on here. Well, definitely, I told you, and I think this has come true. I don't know what reading I did, but I told you there's going to be some court cases that come across in the next several months within the United States. Um, Trump is okay with these cards here. This is not a political statement. Oh, I'm so fucking over this shit. Like not being able to say a thing about Trump without being told you're a hater. But the announcement today with Pompeo, and there's something with the church. There's something with some churches. There's something with religion. There's something with the White House, the protocols as well. Some decisions that have been made, and these decisions that he's making on his own as if he's a sovereign leader. Um, there's going to be some like court cases over this because it is so out of protocol. It's out of the checks and balances. So the courts are the main thing that is keeping this government from becoming like sort of dictatorship-ish, or I don't want to say fascist, but dictatorship-ish, because some of these decisions like today, removing the watchdog, removing some of these people, you know if someone is a watchdog, then obviously if they're sent in place to watch the government, you should not have the right to remove them. That should be something that's independent, or at least handled maybe by the judicial branch, who has no kind of influence from you over it. So let's see what's going on here. What else is going on? Yeah, these decisions, they come out of nowhere. They come so fast. Um, it's almost just to cut through the rest of people falling sick and dying from the virus, people being bored in their homes and being allowed to think about how the virus is keeping them there, and therefore looking at the leadership and having problems with the leadership. Um, and to change the narrative in the news as well, because there's so much news about deaths and stuff like that. So again, it's that Don Juan card, but we're going to have to buckle in for some real court cases. Somebody might actually be heading to jail. I can't imagine, because it seems like everybody in Trump's administration is like getting, their get out of jail card or whatever. So I don't know who the hell is supposed to be going to jail here, because it feels like jail and Trump administration people who are supposed to be going to jail are like complete strangers. Let me see what's going on here. What the hell is this? I know what this is. 1 second and I lost it. I hate when that happens. Obviously, I think Trump is a little tired in the White House as well. He may be retreating um, as well. It's kind of weird. Like, I feel like he might be going out of the country, like to England or something. It's kind of strange. What is this? There's also this thing about people leaving the hospital, leaving, also people leaving this earth. It's like, It's like really strange. Oh man, I think I'm too tired. Like I can't get all the messages. I'm gonna have to go and do some major work. Trump would be what? Draining? Let me see. I wasn't reacting to you, by the way. That noise wasn't a reaction toward you. He and Melania have this like a strange kind of relationship. No, I'm finding it suddenly very hard to concentrate here. I'm sorry. Let me just try to reset. Woo-wee. Let me see. So what is going on with this virus? Like, what is happening? Like, are people going to get sick? Are we going to have to reclose? Like, what is going on, please? It's divine. I know that Trump is like, I think, things with the virus kind of in a certain way is getting worse. It's going to get worse. And I mean, it's just getting to the point where he's going to be getting a lot of calls in the night and, a lot of meetings that are going to go into the night now. This is in coming months because right now he's like sitting pretty, ignoring everything. But I don't know who this is, but it's some kind of attorney or something. Somebody's gonna come after him. I think he's gonna get. This goes this way. Okay. Yeah, like so far on this track we're on, Trump is like in for a world of hurt, like down the line. So this might be that decision that the Supreme Court is going to make. Ooh. Trump has been trying to keep the courts from being able to retain his taxes or keep the Congress from getting their hands on his taxes or something like that. And he's been fighting it all the way since it's graduated all the way up to the Supreme Court. And it looks like the Supreme Court is going to have no choice but to rule in favor of releasing these tax returns, ordering him to honor the subpoena to do so. And he can't really say no because it looks bad as the president to defy the highest law of the land, which really, as we can see, and as we have seen with Trump, he's really exposed how well our Constitution works when somebody is reaching for absolute power in certain situations, firing people who are to hold him accountable, um, putting a Muslim ban on something that goes completely against the Constitution in so many ways. And it's been the courts that have been overruling these sort of dictator sort of authoritarian decision. So, I mean, we've gotten to see how really well our Constitution is performing under stress. Like it's really holding up, and the judicial branch is doing very well. So, in a small way, it's a very beautiful time to be very proud of the way our Constitution has been constructed. My voice got stronger there, so it's like a spirit is also. I don't know if there's the forefathers I was kind of channeling or whatever, but we should be very proud of this Constitution, because many governments do fall under this kind of, the person takes a couple of things. Look at what's going on in Russia. Look what's going on in Israel. I'm not, in case anybody from Russia or Israel is watching on that, no disrespect toward your country or anything like that, but I'm saying we have Netanyahu in Israel who keeps running and keeps running and keeps running, and some people are tired of him. We've got Putin over in Russia trying to extend the law so that he can stay in his position like for life, pretty much. and some of that legislation got through, and now he just kind of needs to act on it or whatever. But people are a little bit tired of this shit. And, like you could do one or two tweaks and then you end up being a dictator pretty much. It just seems kind of like that is the way Putin is moving. And in comparison, our constitution is holding Trump accountable because we've got those three checks and balances. We have the president, the Congress, the Supreme Court, the courts in the Supreme Court. We have the executive, legislative, and judicial branch that check each other. So that's what it's called, checks and balances. So if the president is going off trying to take too much power, it's the court that checks him. It's the legislative branch that checks him. Legislative branch trying to go off too much power. Maybe the Congress is declaring war or permitting some kind of permission for, you know, Trump to declare war somewhere, and then, like somebody takes it to court and the Supreme Court is having an issue with it. I mean, it's just interesting. It's interesting the way, they're definitely the checks and balances do really work. And we are seeing that for the first time. I don't think we've ever experienced situations where we've gotten to see under stress and have our Constitution exposed in a way to be under stress and see the mechanics of it actually working, the squeaky wheels that never have been prompted to have to work but are working now. Very interesting. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's a fucking mess in the White House with the way these cards are. Like, Trump is just like, I don't know, like he's the person who has gangrene in the leg and doesn't go, like he'll tie something, like make a tourniquet and think that that's the solution. And like something is getting really bad. It's the virus. Hello, hello. Something is getting really bad. It's the virus in a lot of ways. It's spreading across about a good 7 or 8, I said 7 or 8 nations and 7 or 8 states. And what's happening is how is this is getting spread? It's through trucks. People driving trucks is what I see. People driving trucks through different states. Yeah. So, there are going to be a lot of cases. I think that some states are actually going to take Trump to court. I think there may be a consortium of states that may take Trump to court. This is a lot to deal with. And this is a man who doesn't really deal with things. You can see here the inactivity. He's one of those people who speaks out. You can tell Trump actually uses a lot of his manifestation. Like he puts out a lot of spells, as they would say. Like if you were to go on YouTube and watch like some videos, I'm not all into that, but I'm just saying like they have come across my thing and talk about the power of the word and how if you speak something negative against yourself, it is like you're placing a curse or a spell on yourself. And when you speak something out into existence, the way Trump does all the time, if you do that with certain conviction, it could manifest. And so, I mean, he's used to kind of just speaking out that everything is going to be fine, everything is great, because it ends up usually taking care of itself. He has never had to really get down and troubleshoot anything personally with any form of personal elbow grease. He just kind of walks around going, everything is going to be fine. We are the greatest this, we are the greatest that, we have the best this, we have the best that. Meanwhile, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You're saying we have the best testing. Nobody has the testing that we do, yet we got our fucking testing kits, a lot of them from South Korea. So what the fuck are you talking about? You know this because you're the one who purchased it. So I mean, he just says anything, and it shows here that he only relies on his word. He doesn't do any work. There's a lot of sitting around. So sidebar, you guys know, I don't know where Trump is at with his vacation days, but Bush took almost 2.5 years worth of vacation. And yeah. All right, so let's see what else is going on. So I definitely feel like from these cards, the population doesn't get outright ravaged, thanks God. But there are some things that spread across states, and I do believe partially it's because of truck drivers delivering food from state to state and stopping in the gas station, coughing and using the hand pump there in Texas, on the way to Louisiana, spreading it at every fucking gas station, going in and talking to people while coughing and not knowing you're sick, spreading all of that, and just those kind of things. Let's see what's going on here. I don't know. I'm probably gonna make this the last bit of it. Sorry. Oh, thank you, Alita. What made you say that? Your energy, sending you light. Thank you. Yeah, there's just this refusal, There's this refusal because he feels like this stuff is passing. He feels like this is a short period of time. It's fine. People are trying to give him the warning. It's like, whatever. I mean, it's just a lot of inactivity. But then here's the court again. I just really feel some proceedings are going to start against him. I feel like this might possibly be this woman in New York, the Attorney General for the Southern District of New York. I can't remember. Is she the Attorney General? I don't know if you guys know. Who was that in New York? New York County, aka Manhattan, New York County, who was holding Trump accountable, trying to get his taxes, trying to get some other things, and then from there he just made his primary residence, Florida, to avoid some of that. Excuse me. Anyway, I feel like she's doing some stuff too, and I just really feel like there's this energy there where people are like, we're not moving off of this. We're not letting this go. Enough. I believe if this is this woman, she's going to come to national prominence because this is about to become a case that's going to be recognized nationally. It's like they don't know what they're doing. Trump and Melania in that White House is like the freaking roof is falling down around their ears, and they're doing nothing, just speaking and telling the public whatever. We're not doing shit. I mean, I'm not doing shit. We doing shit. Look at this. Ain't doing shit. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God. I apologize, you guys. That's some more bad habits. I usually don't yawn and make noises, but there is a specific person who has been in my environment who makes noise, yawning all the time. And now it seems that I have picked up that same habit. Give me 1 second here. It's weird because I feel like Trump is also trying to get people down to the border to build this wall and all this, and it is just not working. There's like a lot of incompetence there. People are arguing. There's some kind of border dispute as well. It's very weird. He's trying to get certain stuff done, but it's just a mess because he's just all over the place trying to get stuff done just to woo the public. Kind of like when the baby's crying and you do all this other stuff and go, "What's this? Oh my God, what's this? What's this?" Like just to draw the baby's attention from what it really wanted originally. And you're like, pick up something new and go, "What's this? What's this? Oh my goodness." And so the baby stops crying, is completely distracted with something new. So what he hopes to be doing with us as well. I do feel like he's going to be doing obviously a lot more press, obviously being more out um, as well. Excuse me. I do feel like there's a woman, like she's been coming up in this reading. I do feel like there's a woman who has a little bit of an issue um, with Trump, maybe some lawsuit over some money as well. But it doesn't look absolutely like zombie dystopia proportions. There are going to be some more infections, unfortunately. Like I said, it looks like, people who are traveling from state to state doing their job, maybe some of the reason why. But overall, it seems like the numbers will go up, but overall that you'll still be able to do things, but you probably will still have to wear a mask. If you're not wearing a mask, you may want to just consider actually, um, for the sake of the grocery store, the market, for the sake of those people who work there, to wear a mask so that their air is protected, because what ends up happening is you end up infecting them with your air and germs, and then they end up infecting the 20 to 200 people per hour that they see. So, in these places with the UPS man, with the customer service or whatever, I'm kind of like dead tired. Sorry. Um, you have to just watch that. I don't even know if I like made sense. I have no idea if I just made sense. Kind of in the last sentence, I feel like I just like conked out. But like with the UPS person and the mail people, like really making sure that you're kind of protecting them, because one, they're really susceptible and we need to support them. They're in a very vulnerable position. Um, Obviously, they're a lot more likely to live with their families. People who are doing low income. We all have all this talk about African American and Hispanic being hit the hardest. So it's because a lot of Black American and Hispanic have these jobs at UPS and FedEx, and a lot of EMTs. A lot of them are first responders. Quite a bit are cops and things like that, and work in mail rooms, work in the restaurants. You know, a lot of places where you're frontline dealing with the public, being one of the first people to be exposed, as opposed to more of the white collar jobs that are still in this country. Though there are many Black and Hispanic who work in those jobs as well and who have a trade or profession, but that is still more likely to overall be dominated by more of a white American population. So you have your own office, you tend to ride to work a little bit more in a car. Not everyone, but some more people. So there's the likelihood of getting infected is a lot less. And when you have people working on a level where they're working for $12 an hour or even $15 an hour, as opposed to $80,000 and up, you tend to have people who live with their family or live with more than one person. Whereas many, let's say, people who have office jobs who may be a little bit more predominantly white American who are filling these jobs, um, they have a salary so they can afford to live in their own apartment or even buy their own home. So they're quarantined kind of, or they have a car and they're quarantined. As opposed to the person who's working at UPS, not to hit UPS, it's supposed to be a very good company actually, who's working for maybe $15 an hour to $17 an hour, depending on where you live, it could be less. But that person is likely, they're bringing home for $400 to $500 a week, and they live with, either roommates or family, and so they end up taking these viruses home and infecting the family. So it's really worth it to really understand, not to get preachy, but yeah, I'm gonna get preachy. It's my channel, and I guess, I don't mean like, oh my God, it's my channel, but I'm just gonna be me. And I guess anybody obviously doesn't want to hear the preaching, they can just, cut it off. But anyone who is really interested, even if you don't personally know these people and a mask doesn't help you personally, so you don't want to wear it, it does help you if everyone contributes to wearing a mask, and it does help you not to be standing next to the UPS workers, sister-in-law who lives in the same house but in the basement, who's been infected by that worker. Now they're standing next to you, infecting you, your wife or husband, and your child. Everything is interdependent in this country. As far as that, and the only way we get through this virus is really understanding that it is a collective effort. It is collective. So the only way under this type of leadership here, the only way to really get through this is to really mask up in the grocery stores. It is not for your ass, okay? It is for the grocery worker, so that you don't turn that person into a super infector of 20 to 200 people an hour they come into contact with. Okay. So please keep your mask on. Please, if for that, you take those groceries home, you put them on a certain counter, and they do need to be wiped off for some time. This is not to become obsessive compulsive, but this is to know that that virus lasts on surfaces for sometimes up to 5 days, depending on what kind of surface it is. So groceries even need to be wiped off, with bleach. So I really don't want to trigger anybody by saying, "Oh my God, I'm gonna have to become like a super clean freak." I don't want to trigger anybody or anything like that. But just there's a lot of awareness that goes into it. It doesn't have to be overly, but just enough to really know, like, understand how you can protect from the virus, wiping your doorknob down when you bring in the groceries, taking a moment just to wipe those groceries down so you can actually touch the bag and not touch the bag and get the virus, and then have it all on your hands, spreading it all around the house for everybody else to get when they turn on the faucet to wash their hands or use the doorknob. It's real. It's real deal. So, that's basically it. But that's one of the reasons why it's important to take the mask. And I think personally, my opinion with testing as well, when you test, we can isolate the virus. We can tell who has the virus, where it's going, at least have that person stay at home if they're feeling okay enough to do so, so the virus cannot latch on to anybody else. We have this illusion that the numbers are going down. We have this illusion that people are everything is better because they're opening everything. Even myself, I feel like, oh, everything is it's like, no, 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 no. It's really not okay to just grab these bags and then begin eating food or whatever without really making sure your hands are the package is disinfected. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. There's a nurse who recommended that you actually wipe your packages down in order to make sure you keep that off. But that's just me. um, but this thing of reopening is kind of letting people's defenses down. And the virus is very much still out there, and some of the numbers are going down only because like some of the numbers in New York have gone down and in the larger densely populated areas, but apparently they're going up in other areas in the US. I'm speaking of only right now. The rest of the world, a lot of the rest of the world seems to have a pretty good lockdown on this. So we'll see what happens. But you know, if we are reopening and then we expect to travel to France after like not doing shit, not wearing a mask, just inhaling shit, not knowing whether or not you have the virus, and then traveling where people have been really kicking ass to quarantine to wrangle out this shit, it's just going to be a mess. And then there's mutation as well. The virus can mutate. And my whole thing is this: you've got these people out here with their fucking facts. Oh, I have facts. You don't need to test. You don't need to wear a mask. You don't need to wear gloves. None of those things fucking work. Well, why have we always seen, even if you're stupid as fuck and you just, only thing you know about a doctor is what you see in a fucking show, ER or Grey's Anatomy or whatever, you always see them covering their face with a mask. That is for a reason. Obviously, if they've been doing that for years, a mask does work somewhat or for some reason. Okay, so stop it. Stop it. The testing, obviously, you need to know who fuck has it and who doesn't. For fuck's sake. You don't need to be overwhelming the hospitals. And I don't know why people think this other thing with this herd immunity. Fucking stop it. Okay, people? You know nothing about this fucking virus. It has been around, alive, and running through people for like 4 to 5. Maybe this is going to be like a 5th month now. And we still don't know shit about it. These doctors still don't know shit about it. And some of you will be like, oh my God, more people die from the flu. So many people are dying. No, about 20 to 60,000 people die from the flu. And let's fucking talk about that. The flu has been around since about 1100. How many fucking years? Is that 1900 years? I don't know if my math's gone crazy. 900 years. Sorry. So I really feel like something's going on with my math lately. It's really whack. Yeah, so the flu has been around for several centuries, right? And there's no cure for it. Like our doctors have not been able to find a cure. So suddenly we're supposed to be like COVID-19, the flu, the coronavirus. It's also a coronavirus, which just simply means it has those ugly ass, nasty alien looking spikes on it. That's what all it means. It's a corona, like it's a crown. Corona like a crown. They just name it because of those spikes on it. So what this means, you're telling me herd immunity, like we're supposed to go out there, get infected with this nasty fucking virus I don't want in my body. And take a chance with how sick that virus gets people. So your ass might not even make it through. People, just think about it. People are telling you get infected with this virus, knowing that a lot of people die from it. There are quite a few who don't, but there are quite a few who have a hard time clinging on to life, and it is not pretty. I mean, this man was on the TV the other day describing how unbelievably hard the panic and the anxiety of not being able to breathe, every couple of minutes because of this, and holding on for dear life to his oxygen and ventilator, and this nurse says, we don't have that many ventilators to support all these people getting sick at one time. Do you want to be the one where the fucking nurse is choosing between you and the other person as to who gets the ventilator, or your loved one over someone else's loved one. Like, so you guys, I'm just saying that everyone out there needs to really fucking think, need to be asking the right questions. And I don't mean to be disrespectful toward you. I'm just a little frustrated. I've been in conversation with other people, and so I don't mean to like project this onto you, but we really need to be like asking the right questions. Like, do people who are telling us to go and fucking go for herd immunity, like, how the fuck do you even know anybody's even able to be immune this disease if people are not even immune to other viruses that are remotely familiar with this? The SARS virus, the flu virus. The flu virus is not necessarily similar, but it is another coronavirus. I don't know if that means anything, but not necessarily. But you know, if you can't even come up with a cure for a disease, influenza, the flu, that has been around for several centuries, almost 1,000 years, right? Then why would you think you get to tell me that somehow immunity can be achieved from getting COVID-19? And why would I want to take a chance with that? How many people out there have caught the flu more than once? Did you get any fucking herd immunity from the flu? Is there herd immunity from the flu? And about the other viruses that these doctors have not been able to come up with a cure for. I'm not hating on the fact that they haven't come up with a cure, but it does say something. The data says something. A lot of these diseases have been around for a minute. You're getting all these millions of dollars of funding and fucking fundraising. You haven't been able to come up with shit. Let's keep it real. So don't fucking tell me and don't tell the public to go for herd immunity when you can't even help people who are in the hospital. You can't even get them a fucking ventilator. Are you serious? You telling me to go get fucking infected? I'm going to get herd immunity. And then on top of that, in the midst of all this, the people who have gone through the hell of having this fucking COVID-19 virus end up getting it again. Did you see some of that? So that kind of negates the fact of herd immunity. So I don't even know why people are fucking talking herd immunity when this virus has only been around for 4 months. There's not even enough trials and cycles this virus has gone through with people who have lived enough to even learn about it. You're telling me you can't get a vaccine until 18 months from now. So how the hell can you tell me you know that we will get herd immunity? I'm saying as a public, we need to be asking questions. We need to have critical thinking. Can't run up here and say, I have the facts. A lot of people die all the time. People die from the flu, 60,000 people a year. Yeah, that should fucking tell you something. And people are dying in 2020 from the flu, from the disease that's been around for 900 years that these doctors can't figure out an answer for. So don't fucking go to tell me shit about COVID-19 and herd immunity. There's no herd immunity with the flu. Most of us here have had it more than once. I'll be repetitive. So regarding the other viruses, how are we doing there? The AIDS virus, how are we doing there? Got a cure? Don't think so. How old is AIDS virus? A little under 40 years old, 30. Let's just give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say the AIDS virus is like 34 years old, something like that. No cure. Mumps and measles, how are we doing on that? Been around forever. Both of them are viruses. There was an outbreak recently. Why? Why? We have vaccinations for that. Most people are vaccinated in childhood from the mumps and measles. How is there an outbreak? Okay. So, flu virus, again, how are we doing on that? We get that every single year. Okay. And even though we have over the counter drugs that kind of can knock it out a bit, 60,000, 20 to 60,000 people a year are dying from the flu in 2020. Not 10, 20, not 1,220, 2020. So I'm just saying it's good to start asking the right questions. And when people start waving their hand, going, I have the facts, you don't need to test. Testing is stupid. Not wearing a mask, you don't need that. So, you know, I mean, we just really have to look and start asking the right questions and start looking at the right data and showing what's what. And the fact is, we have a medical force. This is no disrespect to them, but they haven't been able to solve any of these problems, like cancer. How much research, how much fundraising can you fucking do? Susan G. Komen, for God's sake, the money that she spent, she could have powered a whole new, you know, country somewhere from the ground up. How much money do you need to get rid of cancer, to figure it out? Like, I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm just saying the data. Let's look at the data. And let's not get caught up in, oh my God, you're being so rude. You're so rude saying that. Because so fucking people are dying. Who the fuck has time to talk about, oh, she's being so rude. Look at how she's saying our doctors can't cure cancer. It's so rude. But meanwhile, you'll fucking tolerate Trump's ass being so fucking rude and disgusting. Okay, got it. So, I mean, no cure for cancer, even though there are certain cures out there, but they've been wrangled out. People have been run out of the country. It's not funny. One of them being a Nobel Prize winner. Um, we've got, I mean, how about Parkinson's disease? How about those? Anything? So you just really need to think about how long these viruses and these cellular mutations and like cancer, I would call that a cellular mutation, has been around, and these doctors have had billions, literally billions of dollars in research, fundraising, government grants, all this stuff, probably trillions of dollars with regard to cancer. And still, there's no cure. There's no vaccine, let's say. I don't know if there's such thing. I don't know if it's a vaccine, but an inhibitor. There's nothing. So how the fuck we should be saying we're not against the government, but we need to guide our leaders. Like, you know, we shouldn't be telling each other go for herd immunity for such a horrible disease, period. You don't know that there's immunity. You can't. It's a couple of months old. Had it been around maybe for 30 years like the AIDS virus, maybe you know something about it, but you don't know shit about that now, right now. And you don't know that it'll mutate like the flu does. You get a shot for the flu, mutates because it's a virus. It wants to survive. It's a living organism. The coronavirus is the same thing. It's a living organism. It wants to survive. It infects your cells. It goes into the cell. It starts breaking apart that cell, taking those RNA strands, literally taking down the mechanics of your cells, taking those building blocks and tools and recreating and replicating itself using those tools from that cell until that cell breaks down. And then the body starts freaking out and it starts flooding the lungs. And that's ending up with people having such a hard time with breathing and all this. This is the body freaking out, trying to repair, survive, trying to defend itself. So this virus is an intelligence, okay? So that's the other thing as well. They're saying that they're doing this research into telling your fucking cells what to do. Oh, we're gonna tell we're doing this research on this drug that'll make your cells, it'll instruct your cells how to do this. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, I don't want you, excuse me, I don't want you what telling my fucking cells what to do. My cells are very smart. They have infinite intelligence. I don't need you, somebody in a society who can't even figure out how to give its citizens fucking healthcare like a regular human being, having the nerve to tell my cell what to do. Uh-uh. The body is an unbelievably intelligent design. It is a machine of perfection. The liver is regulating stuff with the hormones, the thyroid, will pick up something going on. I could be wrong right now, but I'm just gonna say it as an example. Like if there's like some drop in hormones or something like that, the body will start producing more, or there's some kind of regulation. The liver sends information up to the thyroid and the brain and all this. Like you can't even fucking get rid of the flu, a 900-year-old disease. You're gonna fucking tell my cells what to do? Are you fucking kidding me? My body is amazing. I cut it, it repairs itself. Something comes into my body, white blood cells come forth like an army of stormtroopers in a fucking Star Wars movie, except they're smarter and they descend on anything that tries to threaten me and the equilibrium of my body. This is an act of God, okay? Your ass is not going to create something where you're telling my fucking cells to do. You don't even know your ass from your elbow. I don't think so. You can't even produce a drug without causes fever, congestion, the bleeding out the ass, um, you know, death, you know. So, I mean, please, you can't even create a drug that just has a straight A to B effect. So, I mean, fuck you. This is how I feel. And I feel like other people should be thinking about this. I'm not telling people how to feel, but I'm just laying things on the table to tell people we might not be evaluating things the right way. And we're used to being told what to do. And I've just witnessed an entire amount of people waving their hands. I've got the facts. You don't need to test. So you go out and catch the fucking virus. Go ahead, bypass common sense and see, have somebody tell you, go fucking catch the virus, or people are telling you this shit is no joke when they catch it. Some people, okay, they get off good, like that mayor of Miami. I don't think he had any real symptoms, and like Chris Cuomo, he went through it, but I don't think he didn't have to go to the hospital. He wasn't dealing with this heavy, awful breathing, lack of breathing thing. But that one man who was like the health, I forget where, I don't know what, he's like one of these health people for the news or whatever. He ended up getting the virus himself while he was advising us how not to get it. He ended up getting it, and he was like, just describing the absolute horror of this lack of breathing. And he said the absolute ongoing anxiety you're in the middle of. And I can imagine that, like, if anybody's even been under a pool of water, or actually in an ocean where one or two waves, every time you bring your head up, a wave is slapping you over the face and you're expecting to get air. The panic that goes on when you cannot grasp another breath, and you're fucking telling people to go and put themselves in a condition where their body can't bail them out, and neither can your fucking ass. Okay, I'm done. So I just wanted to kind of bring forward some of that conversation so that people can, just begin to kind of put on the table and go, okay, I'm being told this. Is this really real? They say it's the facts. They say herd immunity, but do they know anything about this really? I mean, is there really any immunity? What's happening with other people? Are they going to be able to take care of me? Are we burning out our medical people by telling hundreds of thousands of people to go get sick? And people are already like, I don't need a mask. That's such a hoax. That's such a this. It's such a that. It's my freedom to infect you. And people, like, is that really the truth? And that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother conversation. Running around saying it's your freedom. It's my freedom to be outside. It's not your fucking freedom, dude. You don't understand the Constitution if you're saying that is your right. It is not your right. It stops becoming your right as soon as you become a liability to your fellow citizen, which is your ass decides to get infected. You then are a liability, and then you can infect other people. That is infringing on their life when you do that on purpose, when you purposely are making a choice that is not essential for you to do certain things and you are infecting other people. That is not a fucking right. It is not a constitutional right. Stop it. It's not you, sorry. Just saying that other people are like, it is my right to go outside. No, the fuck it isn't. It's my right to be at the beach. It's fucking not. Unless you own some land there, bitch. You don't. It's government property. They're always going to take public health first. It's constitutional. It can't be overridden. Go fucking sue. Good luck. You will lose. You know, so except in Wisconsin, actually, where they did manage to overturn the governor, but it's still unconstitutional. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the facts of that case really to even really technically say that, but you know, they'll end up reclosing. So we'll see, unless people are keeping masks on, which I think actually people have been pretty good about. I've personally seen like quite a few people running around with no fucking mask on. And I think it's super irresponsible. Inconsiderate is better. I'm not disrespecting you if you're somebody out there who hasn't worn a mask, because I think obviously you have a reason in your mind like why you're not doing it. But to go in a grocery store knowing you've been walking around breathing and mixing with other people, and to go in there and expose the cashier, like, that's super fucking selfish, man. That's my opinion. That's super selfish. Just because you don't want to fucking wear a mask, you can't mask up for freaking 30 minutes. Like, that mask on that person's face at that cash register is not protecting them. It's protecting you. You wearing a mask is protecting them. Everyone wearing a mask is protecting each other. It's interdependent. So anyway, that's my piece. I'm gonna go. Hope all is well. Really thank everyone. And does anyone have any questions before I go, or any comments before I turn this video off? Just gonna wait a little longer because there's like a 17-second, 18-second delay. And I'm assuming no. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Hoping all is well. And I will see you guys the next time. I just got finished doing, for those of you who love Meghan and Harry, I did a Meghan and Harry video for the 2-year anniversary. And I did a Michael Jordan video. It's an hour and a half long. So I'm actually going to take that video and I'm going to make it into one part public and the other part like purchasable. So those are the two coming forth in the next day or so. I know I'm not doing shit right now because I am so tired. So I know I'm not doing any editing tonight. So I know it won't get out tonight. But, the next couple of days, probably by Sunday, the latest. Oh, no, it's Wednesday. Probably Saturday, the latest. So I just want to thank everyone again and have a wonderful evening. Bye now.